All right, welcome back to Maxi Pro, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through a week 1 integration where I'm basically going to show you what those non-drifter traits are going to be, where they're going to be in your master vision, and how to then focus on them in waking consciousness throughout this week. You're going to have one assignment. I'm going to run you through that. And before I continue this video, I just want to stress that this video is probably one of the most key videos that you will watch in this entire week, because it contains a very, very key principle that if you only listen to this one principle, it's literally just going to change your life. I mean, the entire Maxi Pro program is all about giving you the essential information. Like, I literally don't give you an ounce of something you don't need in life. But everything here is so painfully simple and fundamental that, it's not too simple, right? Like, it's not just think about it and it'll happen. It's so simple, yet it's concrete. And I need your full alert attention for this. All right. So right now, this is a walkthrough. So open a new tab or a new window side by side this video. And I want you to pull up maximindset.com/members/welcome. And it's going to take you to the place right here. If you click Mind Reality, okay, if you click here, what happens is it brings you to mindset design. Haha, you probably didn't know that, or maybe you did. So now I want you to scroll down, all right? And when you scroll down, what's going to happen is you're going to click this button. Tap here to revise master vision. Then once you're in your master vision revision area, or your master vision design, mindset design area, you are going to remember this beautiful, lovely quote, when you take the time to design your mindset designs your life in time. And that's what we're going to focus on here, because this week we're all about making you someone who is totally in control of their mind, totally in control of their reality. And I want you to take your affirmations from the resource below. And did I say affirmations? I meant confirmations, of course. And what I mean by that is I want you to take those non-drifter confirmations, copy and paste the ones that you want. I recommend at least 10 out of the 12, definitely this one, and copy and paste it here and then replace your name into the identity. Okay, so I scrolled for you already. This is the identity. Okay, add it to your identity, because you want to really focus the coming week on becoming a non-drifter. And really, becoming a non-drifter is the backbone for the rest of your life. You don't want to never not, like, if you drift in life, you're screwed. So don't get screwed. Become a non-drifter. And what I want you to really do is, as you read this, by the way, there's a typo here, so don't worry about that. It should be, Arlen is someone who is always engaged in doing something definite through some well-organized plan which is definite. He has a major goal in life toward which he is always working, and many minor goals, all of which lead toward a central scheme in the most effective and efficient way possible. Something along those lines. And so add in those there. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you the keys to focus on in waking consciousness. So remember those guys that we talked about before? Schrodinger and Max Born and Einstein and Oprah. Like, I was kind of joking about them, and they're interesting to look at. But these two guys, I'm not really messing around. Like, I've been messing around a lot the past 2 videos, but these two guys are not jokes. So Wilfred Pareto, he's an Italian dude. Now all the Italians hate me. Wilfred Pareto. So, and then there's C. Norfolk Parkinson, and these two guys are actually crucial in what I created, which is the Maxi Key. And if you use Maxi and you've been following the protocol and you have been looking at your email, right? The email that you get from Maxi on a daily basis, you have a key. And this is the Maxi Key. And it's inspired by these two men, Wilfred Pareto and C. Northcote Parkinson. Wilfred Pareto was an Italian economist who noticed that 80% of results in life lead to 20%, or come from 20% of effort and time. I'm going to break that down for you. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you about Norfolk or Parkinson's law, which is work expands as to fill the time available for its completion. And to do this, I'm going to show you a kid studying for school, because with Parkinson, who said that work expands to fill the available time, you know very well what I'm talking about right now. I know you do. Because what would happen in grade school is we'd have 4 weeks to write a paper, and we would wait till the last 3 nights to write it. And what would happen? We would get it done. Amazingly, even though we had 4 weeks to do it, we would get it done. And when you get a syllabus in college and you have 6 weeks to do your 20-page research paper, you save it till the last 2 days, and miraculously you get the whole thing done. And then you probably get a B or an A on it. How? Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. So knowing this, you can use it to your advantage, and I'm going to show you how. But not before I tell you about how Parkinson's law works. So right now I'm using the school analogy again. Let's say you've got a big test coming up. There are, right here, 6 ways to study for that test. You can go to office hours. You can reread the textbook over and over and over and over and over again. You can use Quizlet. You can use flashcards. You can take a practice test, or you can do a group study. But the point here is that with Pareto, he said that there's only one of these things that's going to generate 80% return. So if you only could pick one of these, if you couldn't do any of these other ones, which would you pick? I know for me, it was always flashcards. So I would always do flashcards, and I wouldn't group study. I wouldn't take practice tests. I wouldn't do Quizlet. Quizlet just distracted the crap out of me. I would just go on Instagram in another tab, and I would basically just lose it. If I did practice tests, I would just get upset and confused. It just came down to memorization for me, and I don't even remember half those flashcards. But the point is, if it was a memorization test, or really the majority of tests at school, flashcards were the way for me. I could have gone to, a professor. I could have probably done the whole. I have a shortcut to getting straight A's by just going to office hours once, but I don't really want to share it. Screw it, I'll share it. You guys are probably curious. But, if you really want an A in especially a writing class or a history class, if for your first paper, you just want to go to office hours prepared with 2 to 3 hours of questions. And you just want to bring them to that professor during their office hours where they likely don't get that many student visitors, and they likely want to be focusing on their own work. And then they get this student come in with 3 hours of questions about a little paper, the first paper of the entire class that they got maybe a B on, and you're asking all these questions. Do you think for a second that professor is ever going to consider giving you anything less than an A- or an A ever again? Probably not, because they don't want to waste their own time. They really wish you would just walk away with a B- and be happy with it. But who comes in with 3 hours of questions? But if they have office hours, they're obligated to answer all your questions. So that's funny. But anyway, group study, what's going on here? Chase has a crush on Cecilia. Zoe has a crush on Chase. Chaz here is, he's playing Uno. No one studies in group study. No one learns anything. It's just a distraction, especially at college. Haven't you ever heard that joke that college is kind of like a sick joke for it's kind of like a setup for a reality TV show. Let's get a bunch of kids, basically, when they're most sexually active and able, and they have their hormones going crazy throughout their body. Let's put them in an unsupervised location, all near each other, all living across from each other, with limitless amounts of alcohol. And then you know what we do? We see if they can learn. So that's basically what happens in group study. So anyway, with the Maxi Key, we take the 80-20 principle, that 80% of results come from 20% of the causes, and then we combine it with the fact that work expands to fill the available time of its completion. And that gives you a Maxi Key. It's already integrated into your weekly mapping and daily action. And with for example, here, this is your key for the week. Imagine you only have 2 hours this week to work on your North Star. Add what would be the one thing you would do to have a complete satisfaction in your week. So do this right now, okay? Think what is the one thing I did this week that would, one, bring me disproportionately closer. So if you're studying for a test, at least for me, I knew myself, and I knew that studying flashcards was the most high ROI activity. I would just get straight A's if only I did 2 hours of studying flashcards for a test. That's all I had to do. I didn't have to reread the textbook. I didn't have to go to a group study. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. And I understand, there's different majors. Hey, I was in communication school, which, is kind of notoriously easy, but I did this you can apply this to anything, but I did this my senior year spring, and I got straight A's. I got 4.0 GPA doing this. But the other part of it too is that you have to add a start and end time. If you have a paper that's due in 6 weeks, literally this week, why don't you just get it done? Just give yourself a start and end time and do it. and that's it. And then you're done. And then you have to stress. If you have a work assignment, if you have a workout, right? Like you can apply this to literally anything. What is the number one workout? If you could only work out for 2 hours this week to reach your fitness goal in your master vision, what would you do in those 2 hours? Okay, is it go for a jog? Probably not the best thing to do. Maybe you do some type of, I don't know, P90X program or something like that, right? You do literally what you want to do. That brings you closest to your North Star. You put a start and end time around it, and that's a Maxi Key. So same thing with your mindset, right? Like, what is the most high ROI mindset activity? Add a start and end time, and it happens. So we've gone over where to add your non-drifter traits. I hope that you've already done that and saved it. Remember, if you don't save it, it will not be saved. So you have to save it, and then you have to learn about what the keys to focus on and waking consciousness are. Keys to focus on waking consciousness. And then we have one assignment this week, which is literally, well, this is a given. You're going to be listening to your Master Vision 4 to 5 nights per week anyway, so that's already there. You obviously have to do that anyway. And if this is your first time doing Maxi in 30 days, you should be doing it 24, 25 nights out of the next 30 days. But the key this week is to turn a Maxi Key. So you feel like, so you know what it feels like to become a non-drifter. Everyone who does a Maxi Key this week is one step closer to becoming a non-drifter. I'm literally doing it right now as I speak. This is a Maxi Key. I'm turning a Maxi Key by giving myself a definite start and end time, and by doing a high ROI activity. Return on investment is what ROI stands for. So it's disproportionate to everything else. The fact that I'm sitting here creating a video course, sharing the best knowledge that I have, is obviously going to be better use of my time than answering customer service emails. So everything you do, look at it 80-20, and then also add a start and end time. And that's pretty much it. So this video, again, is extremely helpful. I have one more point I want you to think about. Think about when you're choosing your North Star, when you're choosing your Maxi turn, your Maxi Key, when you're turning the Maxi Key, ask yourself, what is the one thing I have been putting off that I know will bring me closest to my dreams? What have you been putting off? Make a list. What have you been putting off? What dreams have you been putting off? Dedicate 2 hours this week to doing those things. Time block. Turn the Maxi Key. Okay? Set a start time. Set an end time. Make it happen. Peace. Hey, what's up, brother? Hopefully you are enjoying these free resources that I'm putting out for you. Now, if you got to the end of this video and you had the patience and the discipline to finish something to completion, then you might be a good fit for my mastermind. I am building a small community of only 50 investors, entrepreneurs, and professionals who are looking to level up in their mindset, their fitness, their social circle, their social media brand, and business. You might be a good fit. If you'd be interested in joining that, or applying to it at least, it's invite only, then direct message me the word mastermind on Instagram at Arlen, that's ARLIN. Direct message me the word mastermind to see if you are a good fit. I'll send you a link. You'll be sent to this page. You will book a time, and then you will answer the survey questions. Okay, and make sure you answer these questions in sufficient detail, because we will cancel if you don't put in effort and you aren't serious about this. Again, we're only accepting hitters, so if that's you, send me a message.